What's up, guys?
On this week's show,
I'm going to be the great guy.
Keanu Reeves Day!
And we turn 100?
All that and more on this episode
of One Giant Leap for Geeks.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for
Geeks. Welcome to another episode of OGLFG, where we talk about movies, video games, and all things in geek culture. I'm your host, Mike C. Squared. And with me are my co-hosts, Sexy Lexi.
Hello.
And DJ Melly Mel.
Hey!
Before we get started, I want to let you know, if you enjoy the show, tell some friends about us, share us on your social media, whatever you choose to do. Just know that you're helping us let others know about the best damn podcast they probably never heard of. If you want to get a hold of us, the show is on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks, or you can get a hold of our resident DJ Melly Mel at Froggy Beaver. Guys?
Yes?
What you been doing? Don't fight over who goes first.
Right?
Okay, I'll go first.
Well, I figured you were going first anyways. You're like beaming over there.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
just
I'll
like
go
bouncing
first.
around. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I always want to go first, but I never
And
know.
never
what to
have no.
say. You know, I actually made a plan to write out what I've been doing just for this.
How'd that work out?
I lost track of how I've been doing.
Okay, all right.
So
God,
it
it's
didn't
Tuesday.
really work out.
Sure.
But, so I've been planning, yeah, because
Okay.
my best friend's going to be up here Friday.
Nice.
So we've been planning some things to do for him, and
Cool.
yeah. That's really what I've been doing.
Now, is this going to be his first time to Michigan?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It is.
You told him it's cold, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good.
And he was like, I'm going to get clothes when I get up there. I was
You
like,
know, it's funny, too, because right now, this is actually not that bad.
That's what we've
like,
been...
this is the warmest it's been, like, that I can remember in the past few years around this time of year. And now,
Next couple of days
next
or
few
so.
days, it's probably going to be pretty rough. Oh, fuck, 0 degree. Okay. Never mind. Maybe he shouldn't come. Maybe.
yeah, I mean,
It's like, wait until, like, March, April-ish.
nah. Yeah, but I've been planning, trying to think of some things to do when he gets up here because it's Michigan and he really doesn't know the area.
Sure,
So I'm still learning it too.
Show him the
so.
sights.
Yeah. Gotta show him some things up here, you know. But I told him it's cold and he loves snow. So if it probably will snow when he's up here. Don't doubt it, honestly. But he's going to love it if it does, so.
Yeah.
Because he loves the snow.
I got a guy that's working with me that's from Louisiana, and he's like all about like, oh, the snow, I can't wait. And I'm like, what
No,
you driving?
no.
Oh, I
in
say
that
Why?
T-Money's like that too.
I'm the total
He-
opposite.
Yeah, I hate driving in the snow.
I hate the snow.
T-Money loves the snow.
I
Like,
hate the
every time
snow.
it snows, he's got to hit me with a snowball. And
Well, yeah.
oddly enough, I'm always naked. What the hell?
Well, put clothes
What?
on.
Like, seems like every time it snows
Mhm.
and I look out the window
You're
or out the
naked?
door that it snows.
Right.
And I call him over and I'm like, hey, baby, come look. It's snowing. He hits me with the damn snowball and I'm naked. And I'm like, must you hit me with the snowball while I'm naked? He's like, yeah, it's fun.
That's
You
part
get the
of the.
full effect. You
Yeah, I was gonna
change your
say.
body into like a.
It's not the same if you're wearing clothes.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
not.
you're
Because then
not
you have
freezing.
some sort of protection from
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd
But
rather
no.
not have frostbite on my ass, but
No,
whatever.
You
the.
know,
I mean, hey.
this is the
fun
life you
story to
chose.
tell.
You were right about that. You were right about that.
But yeah, I've just been planning for when he gets up here,
Mhm.
and hopefully it goes good.
I think
Sure
so.
to be
I
fine.
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Oh, good. So, what about you, Mel? What you been doing?
Well, a week ago, I was really stressed and worried about how I was going to get back and forth to work.
Mm-hmm.
I got out of work and realized that my car was leaking gas. I went from my house to my job, which is about 15, 20 minutes,
Mhm.
and I had lost a quarter of a tank of gas.
Jeez.
So it kind of freaking out, especially with, Christmas coming and, bills are tighter because we're having Christmas. And I was just like, what are we going to do? And yeah, I don't have to worry about that now. T-Money and I got a brand new car.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
A brand new car.
It,
Yeah.
The thing had 12 miles on it
That's
when we
crazy.
left the lot. And I was like, okay,
I had to have T-Money repeat it to me twice
Yeah.
because I'm like 1,200. He's like,
Yeah,
no, 1-2. I was
1-2.
like, holy shit.
I mean, they had only driven it.
That's like driving it off the fucking truck that
Yeah,
brought it there
pretty
and like
much.
into its spot into the lot, and it was like, all right, we're good.
That's pretty much it. It's gorgeous. I love it. It drives great. We're still trying to figure out all the features and all the fanciness, but
Sure.
Still has the new car
it still
smell.
has the new
It's
car
so
smell.
great. Every time you open the door, you just breathe it in.
I mean,
Great.
the insurance on it is not nearly as bad as I thought.
Good.
Insurance only went up about $60.
That's not bad.
Not even. Probably 35.
No, yeah.
So that's not bad because we went from having PLPD to full coverage. And for those of you that don't know, we live in a state where our insurance rates are through the roof. We're talking like hundreds of dollars. And T-Money and I have decided that the payment is like Fight Club, so we don't talk about that. But all in all, it's been, driving really nice. We took a drive up north, and it ended up, I don't know, from the house and then like all the running around we did before we headed up there, up north, and then all the way back we used less than a half tank of gas. So
Nice.
quite excited about that when
Nice.
we make our cross country trips.
I was going to say this will be good for those road trips.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm
we
looking
figured it
forward
out.
to it.
We'll only have to stop once, so about St. Louis, and then to our destination.
Mhm.
So that should be good. Maybe like on the outskirts of town, but that'll last us,
Sure.
quite some time. So
Yeah.
excited for that.
Well, good.
What about you, Mike? What have you been doing?
Well,
Nothing
I
fancy.
yeah, right. I
White
have
people rich.
officially been dubbed white people rich.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Don't know who gave that to you.
No, I know it's weird.
weird.
We got to figure
Who
out who
says
said that.
that?
Yeah.
Came from our live studio audience.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, not audience no more.
That's
Just
true.
part of the show now.
Hey, don't be selling me out.
right. She was like, "Motherfucker."
Hey, there
audience,
are like
the
6
fuck?
people on this show.
Yeah,
You
right.
could
This is
pick
ever
any one of
rotating.
them.
Yeah. So I finished playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which a review is coming down the road. Just hold your horses.
And
And
like hold your lifesavers.
right. And I finally got A-Train to watch for the first time Die Hard.
What?
Yep, had never seen it before, was very adamant about not watching it, and I hammered it home. I'm like, we're going to watch Die Hard, and she finally watched Die Hard. So, I'm giving you guys a heads up for next week because of how Christmas falls on the day that we would normally release episodes. We won't have a normal episode next week. It'll just be the Die Hard Christmas special, and it'll be that. So, yeah.
How do you?
Yeah, never, but
I think I've seen that before.
But I was gonna say, A-Train doesn't really watch a lot of action movies, especially from 1988.
Okay, but you guys have been together like 6 years.
That is true.
So-
That is true. But I don't watch Die Hard every Christmas or anything like that. And if I ever was watching it, she would just go somewhere else and do something. So, yeah. But I got her to sit down and watch it. Wait until next week, and then you will hear what she actually thought.
Oh,
It
I'm
was
looking
quite
forward to
interesting.
this.
Yeah. But yeah, but that was
I'm
pretty
ready.
much it. Yeah, it was a pretty slow week outside of that. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll go with that.
Yep. All right. Moving on.
You know, Lexi, you should just start a company where you let people from the South visit Michigan in the winter for the experience. It could be quite lucrative. Either that or sell ice cubes and tell them it's from Michigan snow.
There has been attempts made over the years to make video game movies with varying degrees of failure. I don't think that there's ever been a objectively good video game movie. Mortal Kombat is awesome. I love that movie.
Okay.
But it's a guilty pleasure movie. I know it's not good.
I would say Wreck-It Ralph wasn't bad.
That is kind of the exception to the rule. So when it
Now,
seems
the
like when
second
they
one
try
wasn't
to.
that great, but
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
well,
I
no,
didn't see
I
that
like
one
the
either.
second.
I don't
we
even
like
think
the
I
second
watched
one
the
too.
first one.
No.
Okay, I take that back. They were both good.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, it seems
I
like
don't remember.
when they try to make a movie based off of a video game, like Assassin's Creed, Super Mario Brothers, Doom,
Sure.
it never seems to please anybody. Not general audiences, not fans,
Right.
not critics. Nobody's happy with it. But it seems like the trick is to make a movie about video games, but it doesn't necessarily have to do with any particular property.
Yeah, that kind of works a little bit better.
Like your example,
the
Wreck-It
Wreck-It
Ralph,
Ralph.
or there's been others. Ready Player One.
Okay,
That's one.
Yep.
The Tomb Raider? They made a movie about Tomb Raider, huh?
That wasn't bad though. All those movies are bad. Even the newest one was bad. But that was an example of ones where they just try to take the game and make it into a movie.
Yeah, I was just throwing it out there.
I still think it can be done. I thought it could be done with Assassin's Creed. I was really excited for that one. I still have yet to see it, but everything I've heard about it is bad. So
I'd rather play Assassin's Creed than watch it, honestly.
most video game movies that they come out with, I was like, I would love to play this. I don't necessarily know if I want to sit and watch somebody else play it for 2 hours, but whatever.
I'd play it.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm very
If
iffy
they-
about movie and games. Like,
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I think if they could ever harness like a God of War game,
That's the one I'm
that
holding
could
out
be
for.
like the exception there.
Yeah, which we actually talked about this like a year ago.
Yeah, we
about
did. Because I
rumors that Jason Momoa was going to play Kratos and all that, and we were talking about who we would want to see as Kratos.
Yeah, I'd be
and-
down for
I
God of
en-
War movie.
I enjoyed watching T Money play that. So
Oh yeah, God of War is this shit.
God of War.
Yeah.
If those that make movies are listening,
Mhm.
if you can make a God of War actually good,
Yeah.
don't fuck that up.
Yeah, I was like,
'cause-
you take my money if it's good. If not, then. But with this movie, Free Guy,
Mhm.
I think that they decided to go the route of, okay, we're going to make a movie about video games, but it's not a quote unquote video game movie. It's
Right.
not like based. It's not like they made Uncharted the movie, or
Right.
you know,
It's
something
no
like that.
particular franchise.
Yeah,
It's
Far
just
Cry the movie or something. No, it's just
a
I couldn't
generic.
watch
Yeah.
it.
right.
At
So
least because I know it's a game that I couldn't watch it.
okay, fair enough. So I think though that's the secret to making a good video game movie is to just make it about video games, but not necessarily based off a property.
Mm-hmm.
Because with this,
Pixels was another one that was bad.
yeah. Sexy Lexi called it when we were watching the trailer. She was like, it's a video game. And I'm like, you're catching on. So I guess the whole premise of this is basically, we'll say Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
Or basically, Ryan Reynolds' character lives in the game of Grand Theft Auto, and he is a non-playable character. Just one of the random civilians that are in the
they're
streets,
just
working in the stores, that
chilling.
have no consequence to the actual game itself. They're just there to
The
populate the city.
story-based ones.
Exactly. And he kind of gets fed up with his mundane day-to-day routine and wants to break out of that. And so there's a bank robbery. He decides that he's going to stop it. He takes the bank robber's sunglasses, and when he goes to put them on, he can see the video game world. It's like the moment when Neo sees all the zeros and ones in the Matrix.
I would say it's funny that you mentioned that because that's the exact thought that I was thinking of. I was
Exactly.
Like, okay, so he's basically unplugging himself
Mm-hmm.
from the Matrix.
Exactly. And he's like, he sees the little health thing and he touches it and he gets healed and all that. And there was a moment that I rewound and said, I was like, this moment is important. They had these motherfuckers doing Fortnite dances in the game. When that girl was dancing and shit, I was like, oh my God, they got the fucking Fortnite dances in there. I was like, that is hilarious. So like she
I thought
killed
she was a
somebody.
Fortnite character
Yeah, and then
at
she was just dancing in the street and shit. And I was
Yeah.
just like,
I didn't make the connection.
yeah, because
like, I knew
if you
that
would have
it
known from the
was-
beginning it was a video game thing.
Well, I knew it was a
Oh,
video
okay,
game.
okay.
Like I could tell, but I didn't. I'm not a Fortnite player.
Sure.
And the only dance that I know from the Fortnite
The floss.
is the floss,
Yep,
and
Yeah,
then
that's what she was doing.
the other one where they like jump their leg,
Yeah,
and throw their
yeah.
arm, kind of thing.
And jump their leg
And
and,
I
throw
only
their arm.
I only know that because of T Money's friends. So
Yeah.
I don't play Fortnite, but okay, that makes sense.
Well, with this though, it makes me think. I picture Ryan Reynolds alone
Okay.
in in his kitchen, probably.
Mm-hmm.
In his kitchen.
It's late.
probably.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like a half, empty bottle of his aviation gin sitting there, a revolver, one bullet, and a Sharpie. And I feel like he writes down the name of his latest movie on it, and then he puts it in the gun, he spins it, and then he pulls the trigger. Either that, or he's like holding like his career hostage with like a bomb on his chest or something, and we're like pleading with him, like, Ryan, please, we like you. Everybody thinks you're funny. You're handsome. Like, everybody loves you. Stop making bad movies. Because I love Ryan Reynolds to death. But outside of Deadpool, name me a good Ryan Reynolds movie. And don't say Blade Trinity.
No, I mean, I like that movie, but it wasn't necessarily a good movie.
Exactly.
I don't have an answer.
Exactly.
Another one
That's my
that
answer.
I like that is not necessarily a good movie is The Green Lantern. Like I said,
Even Ryan Reynolds don't think Green Lantern is
just
good.
because
He
I
know that's
like
a bad
it
movie.
does not mean that we all know that I
Sure.
have a weakness for cheesy movies.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
you
fair.
do.
You love you some kids. That's fine.
What is the one with Sandra Bullock and
the
Betty
proposal?
White? Yeah, that one wasn't
Yeah.
terrible.
That's fair, but I would say that he's the co-star and she's the main character.
Okay.
But that's fair enough.
Like, his romantic comedies aren't terrible.
Sure.
The
But
last
they're not
good
great
the
either.
last
No,
good one that I
no.
can think of that he was the star of, Van Wilder, maybe?
Yeah, okay, and that one was okay.
But I mean, that wasn't.
But that was so early in his career, nobody even knew who
Yeah,
he was
no.
back then.
Like,
yeah.
most people forget about that.
Yeah, I forgot he was in that. You brought it up just now. I was like, oh shit,
I
that's
feel
right.
like Deadpool was just gonna be his main.
Pretty much,
I would
man.
say
He's just
Detective
gonna
Pikachu
ride.
did well, though, didn't it?
Sure, but again, he's not the main character.
True.
So, yeah,
True.
I think Deadpool is just gonna be where it's
Deadpool's
at.
his thing.
See, and that's what the problem is with this. I think that this looks. I think it looks funny,
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
Sometimes.
that's funny.
and I think it looks fun most of the time. And
Most of the time when you're not getting
right,
punched.
right, exactly right, beat up and shit.
Yeah.
But like it's right up my alley for like the type of comedy and
That's
like
not what I thought
the
you were gonna say.
and like the action and shit like that. I think it's fine. I'm just worried because Ryan Reynolds has this habit of just picking bad scripts.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his agent, if he's just like, I just need some work, man. He like, I got another baby on the way. He like, you see, I'm out here trying to sell this fucking liquor and shit. I'm like giving Hugh Jackman blowjobs, begging him to be Wolverine again. Like,
Yeah.
I need to get paid, all right?
Give him some chips.
He's got this.
Yeah.
He's got this one kind of niche that he plays.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Thinking back about all of the movies that he's in, whether he was the star or the co-star, he has this.
He basically plays the same character in every movie.
Yeah,
he's
he
in.
does.
Like everything he's in, he's just Ryan
Hitman's
Reynolds.
Bodyguard. He played that.
Exactly.
It was just kind of like a couple steps down from Deadpool. He had he had R.I.P.D.
Yeah,
It was, kind of a couple steps. It was in the same
Sure.
category. We got Deadpool.
But
we got,
he's always that smart ass.
even in The Proposal, he
Yep,
was that smart assy.
Yep, He plays himself in everything he's in, which is fine. There's a
Maybe
bunch
that's
of
why
actors.
he keeps getting the scripts that he does.
Yeah.
Maybe he only picks, or his agent or whomever gives him his jobs. Maybe they only give him the scripts where he can be himself.
Right. They're like, look, man, this is all I got for you. Are you doing a proposal tour or not, Ryan? Like,
Right.
like this is what I got. But I mean, with this, I hope that this will kind of break him away from his trend of, bad movies. He'll have bad movie, Deadpool, bad movie, Deadpool 2, bad movie, and it's like, okay. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, because I haven't seen it yet, but from what I hear, that Six Underground movie that he's doing on
Yeah, I
Netflix
didn't
with Michael
see
Bay is so.
I think anything attached to Michael Bay is
Yeah.
you run the risk of it being a bad movie when you work with Michael Bay, unfortunately.
It what really bothers me with this too? Like, the premise is tired from the beginning. Okay, because it's trying to be Tron, or Wreck-It Ralph or the Lego movie. I got a lot of vibes from the Lego movie. Like that opening shot where he's like getting ready for the day. He's walking around. And everything's like blowing up.
Is awesome.
I swear to God. Like
I like that song.
I do too.
if that shit would have came on, I would have been like, yep. I totally would have
good.
bought it. Like, this is all in the same world. I got a lot of vibes of the Lego movie. Ready Player One, movies like The Matrix, etc. But
etc.
right, I do like that they're coming from it of the angle of he's the NPC, and it's not like he's being dropped into this video game world.
Right.
He is already a part of the video game world. He just never knew it. So I was like, okay, and they could play with messages of, oh, you know, finding your true potential in life, and you know what you're meant to do, and you know you don't have to be stuck doing the thing you're unhappy with. Like, there could be some good positive messaging and stuff like that in there, but the premise itself is not new by no means.
No.
Even that movie, I think it's They Live, where the guy has the sunglasses and he's like, I came here to do two things: chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of gum.
Oh yeah.
From that movie.
No clue.
It's an old movie from back in the day.
Old.
Rowdy
Piper.
Yes, he was in that movie.
I know Rowdy Piper.
Yeah, right.
Him.
He got too many
RRP.
fucking R's in his
He
name.
does.
But when I said that it's funny most of the time, there are some jokes that I thought were great. Like when she jumps onto him when he's on the motorcycle, and she's like, is that a Glock in your pocket? And he's like, no. And she's like, what? And he's like, it's 2 Glocks. like that was funny.
It's 2 Glocks.
Then before that, there was the line where he touches the health kit and he heals his broken nose and all that. Or is this what recreational drugs feel like? And I was like,
No.
it was kind of funny, but I was just like, that joke was kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was like, Ryan, you better than that. Hopefully, that's just for the trailer, and when the movie comes out, they have a different joke right there.
Green Lantern joke right there.
Oh my God, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping that this is good. I love how in the trailer, like I said, he just plays himself and everything, and that's why he's so perfect for Deadpool, because he's just being Deadpool and everything. Because at the beginning of this trailer, they're being meta. It's like, from the studio, they brought you Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and The Lion King twice. I'm like, this movie ain't got nothing to do with Deadpool. Why are you breaking the fourth wall? He's just doing it just because. Even in his commercials, he breaks the fourth wall for his gin and shit. Like, he looks dead at the camera and talks to you, and I'm just like, yeah, he's just doing his Deadpool thing again, which it works for you. Keep doing it. Just pick better scripts, just better movie. Do what you do. Just do it over there. right. Do it with somebody else. But yeah, I mean, this is coming out next year. I think in the summertime. I didn't catch the exact release date.
January.
January?
No, June. I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah, summer
June
2020.
2020.
Okay. So yeah.
For some reason, I have January on the brain. Probably because it's next week.
And
So-
it's my birthday.
Yeah, remember, kids, don't be the good guy. Be the great guy. Oh yeah, and that lifetime supply virginity joke was hilarious.
Have fun.
Right. All right. Moving on.
I have a theory that Ryan Reynolds is a part of an experiment. An experiment to see how far charm can get you even though you keep making bad decisions. Hopefully Free Guy is a good decision, and it can end this madness.
It's that time again for America's #1 show, Dumb Shit of the Week. That's right, Dumb Shit of the Week is a show where DJ Melly Mel finds dumb shit and we talk about it. Want your submission on the show? Find us on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks, or you can send us an email at officialoglfg@gmail.com. Now here's your host, DJ Melly Mel.
Thank you. All right. So, I was kind of lackluster about dumb shit this week. I was looking and I couldn't find nothing, and I opened up the show notes
I wish
today
you
when
had
I
told
was
me,
at
'cause
work.
I would have had a good
No,
one.
no. I found one.
Okay.
I there's a story leading up to it, but so I'm looking at the show notes while I'm sitting at work, which isn't unusual because I often look at our notes while I'm
Sure.
sitting at work. Have access to a computer. My email pops through.
Sure.
Whatever. This is hitting a new low, and I think we're
A new low. How lower can you get?
Right. How low can you go?
Well,
It has something to do with feet.
no, not this week.
It's pretty low, though.
But it's pretty bad.
Oh, God.
So there was an officer arrested in Honolulu for making a suspect lick a toilet.
Oh, damn. That's that. I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap type shit. Like, what the fuck?
So Honolulu
He's
police.
like, you ain't washed your fucking hands? You came out to... Come here. Lick this motherfucker.
You give him
A
the
Honolulu
knife.
police officer pled guilty Monday to depriving a homeless man of civil rights by forcing him to lick a public urinal.
Oh, damn. That's
Now,
worse.
yeah,
Urinal.
I'm not going to say the officer's name just because
Protect the names of the
we're
innocent.
going to protect the names of the innocent. But
Well, he did plead guilty.
Yeah.
So...
the officer said in court that he told the man, identified in court just solely by his initials, that he would not arrest him if he licked the urinal. So the man knelt down and put his head in the urinal and proceeded to lick the edge. So this officer and another officer responded to a nuisance complaint.
Mhm.
They found the guy. He was in a stall of a bathroom. He was uncooperative and gave a false name. You know, he was begging and pleading so that he would not get arrested. The officer says, he's like, he told me he would do anything not to get arrested. So I told him, if you lick the urinal, you won't get arrested. You know, this was threatened. It wasn't not in a very... there was no way that you could misconstrue what this guy said.
Sure.
Like, he was in an aggressive tone. He was just like, okay, you said anything. Well, this is anything.
Usually these things go the other way, and it's just like, you give me a blowjob, I'll let you
Yeah,
go. And like anything else besides
This
that.
isn't the first time, apparently, that this cop has, like, degraded people. There was another incident in a bathroom where he stuck up the man's head in the toilet.
That's not where I thought.
Okay,
that was
so
going.
he was just a fucking bully,
Yeah, he's
is what
just a
this sounds like.
douche.
Yeah. I
And
was like, he's one of the motherfuckers that
like,
give you
he
swirlies in elementary
tried
school
to
and
tell
shit.
his partner to delete all the text messages that they were talking about this, and he's like, oh, don't tell the authorities what happened, and it was a big joke
Like,
for
you
him.
are the authorities. What the fuck?
Yeah. So, needless to say, this poor man is clearly winning his court case, and
So what is he suing?
well, no, just that his civil liberties were being withdrawn by a police officer.
Yeah, this motherfucker
So
made you lick a toilet.
I would assume that if it were me, I would sue the pants off of the Honolulu Police Department. I would sue this particular officer. You know, the abuse of the power. I just it could make wonders for this homeless man's world. I mean, not that that's a good reason.
Oh, he's
to do-
homeless?
Yeah, they said
Oh,
that the man was
fuck.
homeless, and he was homeless, and they responded to a disturbance.
So they went on there and harassed this poor homeless man because I'm sure he probably was just hanging around.
Probably
and
loitering,
people just
or
fucking hate you if you're
either
homeless
that or
or
he was
poor.
drunk.
Yeah, and they just fucking call the police anytime you show up or come
Sure,
around.
sure.
And it's like, and instead of you taking this man to like a food shelter, a
Hotel,
home, anything, right?
Yeah.
Going and buying him something to eat, just lick this toilet,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna arrest your ass anyway,
Somebody begging
right?
for...
Because he did still arrest him, right?
Yep, he did.
Yeah.
He arrested him.
But didn't he give him the offer to?
The judge basically threw it in the guy's face, and he's like, there's no way that this was a miscommunication. There was no mistake. You knowingly and forcefully
What
told
could you?
this man to lick a urinal.
What could you have said to him though? That been like, I didn't mean for him to lick the toilet. I told him to suck my balls. I don't like.
Right,
what-
well, I mean, the only thing I can think of is that he would go back and be like, oh, well, I was being sarcastic, and there's... The judge basically told him, there's no way. Like, you were forceful. You told this man to lick the damn toilet,
Yeah.
and...
I don't think he has a outweigh. Like
No,
a
and
gateway
especially his partner pleaded guilty to the previous the previous account where they put the guy's head in the toilet. So I'm pretty sure that this officer is not getting off lightly by any means.
I would say that,
Shit.
you know, I guess it could have been worse. It could have just fucking shot the dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
shit.
I mean, this is pretty bad. This is a classic example of power going to somebody's head. And, like, what pleasure could you get from making a homeless man lick a damn toilet? I don't understand unless you're, like, got some weird porn fetish or something.
With toilets?
Right,
It's a
right.
thing.
They filmed it. He's jerking off to it at home.
Oh
It's a
my.
thing. But,
With toilets.
yeah, it's weird.
That's a little extreme.
Hey, I don't judge.
You
but-
know,
You
I
got some secret.
right. I know. Right,
Fuck
right,
no.
right.
You sure?
You're right. You in the shower
Fuck
play?
no.
Is that what we're talking about? Right. Right. Water sports? What'd you
Oh,
say?
hell
Rubber
no.
duckies in there.
No. What's really messed up about it though too is like, is he gonna lose his job?
It didn't further go into it.
Because
I would assume so from the way that the judge had talked to him, and you know his partner pled guilty to a similar crime.
yeah, because he watched it. Shit, you helped facilitate this
Yeah,
bullshit.
and he didn't
Somebody
report
in
it
that
to
scenario
anybody.
should have came and said like, "Hey man, like this shit ain't cool, man."
Yeah.
It's like y'all supposed to be like protecting and serving, and it's like.
And also
The reason I asked is that I hope he lost his job.
I
is
hope
because
more
there's
than he just lost his job.
well,
I
yeah,
hope
yeah,
that he's,
not
you
not
know,
just that too, but like they have people who do this kind of shit. These are like warning signs.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
this would have just continued to escalate and build
Sure.
until he ended up hurting somebody or something like that. Like I said, it would not surprise me at all if this dude was a bully in school, if he beat people up, put them in their
Right,
lockers and
right.
shit, gave them swirlies in the toilets. Like the man clearly has issues.
Well,
clearly.
how many people has he done something like this to in the past? Like, this opens a whole new can of worms. So I really hope that the Honolulu PD kind of investigates this really closely, just for the simple fact that, like you said, this guy clearly has red flags going off, and yet he was still allowed to become a cop. You know, he was still allowed to have a gun and a badge and be
A cop.
a cop and protect and serve. Well, he's not protecting and serving nothing.
He's
He's
using and abusing.
using and abusing. You got it. I like that. Good job. So,
Thank you.
I mean,
He's licking and dipping, or what you're licking and he's dipping.
yeah, I
Never
guess.
mind.
You're I get it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
I mean, not funny, but
hopefully
funny.
I will. I mean, typically our dumb shit is something that's like a once and done kind of thing that
feel like
I'd
that
like
was
to
a-
forget.
A pretty deep,
Yeah,
deep,
I
deep
mean,
segment.
the fact that the dude made the other dude lick the toilet,
That was
that's
just
just wrong.
dumb.
Yeah.
And dumb.
It'll probably be something that I revisit to kind of
Yeah.
make sure.
You know, it's
Bring awareness.
It's
to.
funny because I'm not even all that angry at what the guy did. I'm angry, but I feel more sorrow and remorse for the homeless guy.
Sure.
Because I'm
You
like,
not have to.
no. It's like that, no matter what situation somebody is in, no matter what they've done wrong or right, everybody deserves the right of human dignity. And it's like, you don't treat another human being like that. Like, that's fucked up.
I agree.
That is.
It's like if this cop, if they find out that he got somebody tied up in his fucking basement, like torturing him and shit, it would not surprise me at all. Because it's like
Yeah.
to do some shit like that as an adult, and when you're kids do all kind of horrible, fucked up shit like that because they think it's funny. When you're a
Right.
grown ass man and people are supposed to trust you to be, you know, righteous and truthful and just and protect them, and you got motherfuckers, homeless people licking toilets
Yeah.
and shit, like, oh fuck, man.
Homeless people of all people.
Yeah.
But I mean, people in general. But like.
Yeah, but it's
you're
somebody who's
like-
already down on their luck
Yeah.
and don't
and
have
has
nothing.
Literally nothing.
Yeah,
You
and it's like,
gotta
lick
make
this
them
toilet.
feel
Watch this, I'll make him lick this toilet.
bad
Watch.
about like.
Right. The man is clearly pleading for, being arrested is probably not on his top priority list.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, more than most likely, I don't know. I wasn't there. But he probably wasn't even doing shit to bother these people, and they just saw a homeless dude, and they was like, call the police, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it makes your place of business look bad if there's some homeless dude hanging around and shit. Oh, he gonna ask people for change and they're not going to come in here.
Like,
Yeah,
it's not like they can just, move when they want. you know?
Exactly,
Sometimes
right.
It's hard
And it's
to
like,
get
that's
up.
how he got to live, man. Like, let him do his thing. He ain't hurt nobody. Look, if they don't want to give him no change, then they don't have to. Like,
Right.
as long as he ain't harassing nobody and walking up to nobody's cars, knocking on their window or something, leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah. But
Way to bring the day down.
you
Good
know,
job.
I'm sorry.
Good fucking job.
I'm sorry.
See, you should have went with what I was
sure
going
that
to pick for dumb
we
shit.
What was your idea for dumb shit?
The Nick Cannon Eminem beef.
Oh yeah,
that would have been
that was
much
pretty
better. Now, I haven't heard M's response to Nick's
I have.
shit
There's
yet.
beef between
You
them?
sent me, I haven't listened to it yet.
You
no.
haven't listened to either one of them?
No, I've heard
even
Nick's
know this.
half.
No.
Yeah.
Eminem released 2.
Yeah, no,
What?
okay, so I haven't heard either one of Eminem's responses,
Okay.
but I've heard Nick's initial
I am
instigation.
confused.
How?
Mariah Carey and Eminem had a relationship at some point a few years back. Bunch of years back, actually.
Like almost before you were born.
And Nick
Oh.
Cannon and Mariah Carey were married for a while and have a baby together.
Okay,
And
cool.
Eminem being Eminem, when they broke up and she started denying that they were ever dating and stuff, he got pissed and started putting out diss tracks about Mariah, and then Nick got dragged into it.
It
and all
wasn't
this.
necessarily just diss tracks. Like he was just
Oh, it was a
making
whole
songs.
song, yeah, and it was
He was
talking
just
about
making
his
songs,
relationship with
but,
Mariah.
Like the relationship was sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then Nick, he was taking jabs at him and stuff like that, which is all well and good. All's fair in love and war. Fine. This was like 15 to 20 years ago, though. So it's like the fact that he's coming back with this now, it's like, ain't you and Mariah divorced? Like, what are
Right.
you even mad about now?
Yeah.
It was funny because when I heard about it, I was like, I feel like somebody just played him the songs that Eminem made about him like today. And he was like, oh shit, we got to get to the studio. I can't let this shit go by. And it's like, dude, that was like 12 years ago. Like, what are you
Right.
fucking talking about?
I mean,
It's like, this is old as hell. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But sorry, not to rain on your
No,
parade,
you're fine.
but-
I mean, it's good. I thought about the Eminem Nick Cannon thing, and
So you got some fodder for next dumb shit.
yeah.
Because I'm sure this is going to continue for the next few months or so.
Oh, I'm
so
sure.
Every week we could do another segment on the same topic.
It was kind of funny because Eminem released 2 tracks
Mm-hmm.
within a 2-day span,
Yeah.
or 3 days. He released one on the 13th and one on the 16th, and I listened to both, and both of them, Nick might as well just hang his hat up now.
Hang his
I don't even
now,
know
what?
why he came out with something to begin with. It's like, ain't nobody looking for no Nick Cannon album. Like,
No.
what? The streets was not calling for you.
No.
But, yeah.
So, lesson of the story is, don't diss Eminem. Oh, no, wait. Lesson of the other story is
Don't diss Eminem.
don't be a douchebag.
Don't diss M&Ms. Buy them at the store.
But
Oh.
yeah,
Okay,
don't be a
continue.
douchebag and just kind of
Yeah, don't be a douchebag. Buy those M&Ms.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Only if they're peanut, though. Plain M&Ms are gross.
Fuck the
What?
Fuck the peanut
No.
M&Ms. I want the plain
I
ones.
don't want the peanut.
Actually, I like the crunchy ones. Those are my
I like
favorite.
the plain milk
With like the
chocolate
crispy in them.
M&Ms.
Oh, I don't like milk chocolate.
I
The
like the
pretzel ones?
caramel.
No, it's got like Rice Krispie
Oh,
stuff
just
in
like
it.
a wafer or something.
I like
Yeah,
the
those are my
caramel
favorite.
ones.
Yeah, the caramels are pretty good.
I'd rather them
Can't
over
say
the
that I've
peanut
ever
butter.
had those.
But,
Caramel ones, take them in the blue bag and say caramel on it.
Okay.
yes.
I like the coconut ones.
What?
Okay, you're gross. Never mind.
Fuck all you.
Never mind. You ruined it. It's
Whatever.
gross now. I'm like coconut M&Ms.
Yeah, they're
Nope.
coconut Thai coconut. But the moral of the dumb shit this week
Mhm.
is don't be a douchebag and just have some human decency. Don't make people lick toilets unless you're into that thing sexually, and then make sure that
Shouldn't
they're
even do it if
consenting.
you're in there like sexually. You should
Yeah,
do
just
it
for
like-
hygiene reasons.
Yeah,
You probably should.
toilets are pretty dirty.
Yeah, it's a
Nobody
toilet.
ever cleans them.
And if you are a homeless
Rarely.
person, don't believe somebody when they say all you got to do is this and we won't arrest you. No,
Yeah.
I plead
no.
the fifth.
just take your punishment, go to jail, get 3 hots and a cot, and call it good, man. Because it's not worth your dignity. If you have dumb shit and you'd like me to consider it to put on the show, you want to bring something to my attention, give me some options. I like some options. You can always tweet it to me at Froggy Beaver on Twitter, or you can tweet it at the show at Giant Leap 4 Geeks. You can email it to us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. I hope that you all have a great holiday, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate.
Hanukkah.
Thank you. And stay smart, kids.
With all the ugliness that's in this world, please don't be a part of the problem. People of every race, creed, stature and religion all deserve respect and decency. You don't have to love everyone. You don't have to like everyone. But please treat them fairly.
It was announced that the Matrix 4, we got a release date. It is going to be coming out on May 21st, 2021.
Yay!
Cool beans.
Whoa.
Right, 21. All right, cool.
We also got a release date for...
Yep, but another
John
one
Wick,
of Keanu
right?
Reeves' movies. Yep,
Another
John Wick.
one? What?
Yep, Chapter 4 got
Chapter
announced
4?
to
I
come
didn't
out
watch Chapter
on
3.
the same day. So, as the internet has done, collectively
watch that
have
tonight.
decided that we are going to make May 21st Keanu Reeves Day.
yes!
Now, calm your tits. First, we are living in a Keanu science.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
All right. We can all agree with that. Like, so why not have a day set aside to commemorate our, Lord and Savior Keanu Reeves? But
Konnichiwa.
right, but it seems like the love for him is at like all time high right now. Keanu's 55. He don't look a day over like 25.
What?
He got the little salt and pepper, but I was like, you would not tell he's almost 60. But chances are though that John Wick 4 is probably going to move his release date. Because the likelihood that Warner Brothers and Lionsgate are going to want their movies to come out on the same day, they're going to cannibalize each other's audience. So, but the really hardcore Keanu fans, like myself, would be totally willing to go buy a ticket for both movies. I'd make it a double feature. Matrix 4, John Wick 4, boom.
Different times.
And there are 2 4 movies in a row. It come out on 21. They both end in 4. They both got Keanu, like... I think that the universe is going to like explode when the movies come out.
I'm
like,
telling you.
Midnight,
that
fucking...
will be one packed place.
Right, existence is going to collapse in on itself or something. I don't know. It's going to be a singularity.
That'll be...
Right. This wasn't
Sound
like
effects.
a big story that I want to spend a lot of time on. I just thought it was funny that this is happening. And I almost think they're not going to release it both on the same day. I think they're just doing this just for like publicity and hype and to get people talking about it because everybody's on Keanu's dick right now. So they're like, hey, how can we ride this wave? And I mean,
that was funny.
Right. but what the problem though is too that Chapter 4 of John Wick might not come out when it's said is because they're still working on a script and because Keanu is already juggling 9,000 other movies and shit that he's in that it's like scheduling conflicts have started to arise.
Sure.
So, but even if we don't get both movies released on that day, can we just go ahead and just make May 21st Keanu Reeves Day? I'd be totally fine with that.
I vote yay.
If Trump wants to not be impeached and wants my vote, then he needs to make a national Keanu Reeves Day, and we'll let this whole fucking probe shit slide.
He can make it Keanu Reeves Day, but he still ain't getting my vote.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Look,
No.
he got to do 2 things: legalize recreational drugs and make Keanu Reeves Day. And you got me. President for life.
President for life.
Don't say that. He's already trying to wiggle out how he can get a 3rd term.
I'm telling you, President, we keeping America great. Fuck what y'all heard. No,
I've never hated somebody so much.
no,
Like, for real.
but I do want to say that I am worried that there is going to come a point where people are going to be like, okay, I'm over Keanu Reeves now. I don't know when, but I think it's coming.
You think?
And it's going to come out of nowhere, and we're going to go back to what it was back before the Matrix. Everybody's going to hate Keanu again, make fun of him.
Was there ever such a time?
Yes, for
There
a
was
long
time
time.
I didn't know about him.
Yeah. She wasn't alive.
Oh,
but
that
before
doesn't
yeah.
surprise me.
It was like there was life before Keanu, and then there was nothing. But so yeah, I will update once we have more information. Fingers crossed, though. Trump, get on that shit. Keanu Reeves Day. Just putting it out there. Just saying, you got one more vote.
Still not getting DJ Mad Mill's vote.
All right,
Sorry.
moving on.
If we can have a National Pie Day, we can have a goddamn Keanu Reeves Day. Hashtag, keep Keanu great.
We have a special thing today. If you've been following the podcast for a while, then you know that this month marks our 2-year anniversary of the show.
Does.
And not to the day, but to the month, 2 years. And so we are officially, now there's been some other filler episodes in between, some collab stuff that we did, and some weeks where we had to take vacations and stuff, but this is our official 100th episode. And
Holy shit.
I
Now,
know.
That
You
is
guys are old.
from episode 1, not episode 0, correct?
No.
So
no,
it's including episode 0.
no, that's from 1 to 100, yes.
Okay.
But, like I said, technically there's more than 100 episodes.
Right.
But, like, official episodes, not like just
Officials.
movie,
Gotcha.
things, or we had to go on vacation, so it was a sick week or something, but no, like, actual numbered episodes, this is episode 100.
Do, 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 do.
Yes,
Do, do,
yes,
do, do,
so
do,
we're
do.
like, so I feel like I should have brought, like,
I was gonna
Fig
bring
Newtons and, like,
gonna,
adult diapers and stuff, everything you would need once you turn 100.
I was gonna bring noisemakers, but I
A
forgot.
cane. God, no, we don't need anything else to get this fucker riled up again.
Nah.
Yeah, the dog is going to end up being a part of the podcast in 2020. I'm telling you, I'm going to have him a microphone and everything.
You're gonna be like, roof, roof.
Right. No, he's just going to chew on it the whole fucking time. But since this is our 100th episode, I've been tossing and turning, like, for nights on end, like, trying to decide, like, okay, well, what should we do? Like, should we, just not even have a traditional episode and just sit and just talk and just reminisce about
I
stuff?
say that would be cool.
I'm like, should we review something that we've been wanting to see that we hadn't? And then it finally coalesced into, I wanted to sit and have a just circle jerk session, and we're just going to sit around and talk about how great we are. And
Stroke our own egos.
Exactly.
Sounds
and
great.
Attractive, and we smell good, and
I really do
all that.
smell good.
Yeah, I do too. Most times.
Yeah, you do. Every time
okay.
I hug you.
I don't
I was
smell
saying, I
bad.
smell good.
Does that count?
Sure. I guess anything that's not bad is good, I guess. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I showered last night. Does that
That's
count?
promising.
Hey,
We're off to a good start.
Promising.
but I wanted to go, and we're going to talk about some of our favorite moments from the show, and then I wanted to go over some of the moments that we've done in the past that I wanted to just reminisce about because emotions.
Gotcha.
All right, so I
Well,
am
that is what you do at the end of the year. You kind of
yeah
reflect back.
yeah sit back and think about all the bad life decisions I've made and all that.
But
good
they were
stuff.
good times.
Were they?
We've had some good times.
We'll see. Now,
College backyard on fire.
before before we go down the longer memory lane, I'm curious as to what some of your moments were.
Okay, so I wasn't sure how many moments you wanted. So I picked a couple, and
Sure.
then T-Money actually picked out a couple.
Okay.
poor Sexy Lexi, she has not been with us for the entire length of the
No.
100 episodes.
No.
So hers are kind of limited.
More to me.
I mean, I'm not sure how many she has either.
Okay.
But one of my... It was like a favorite moment, but at the same time, it was like bittersweet. We did the Black Panther review. We all went and we watched Black Panther. Had a great... No, we didn't watch Black Panther. Yeah, we did. We saw it. We went up... T-Money and I had went camping the week that we were supposed to do the podcast.
Yes.
So we watched Black Panther and we recorded it as I was walking around the campsite.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that was fun. That was exciting. We were kind of... I was pacing back and forth as we were doing this Black Panther review. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of fun and exciting. And then to see the Garbly Goop, which was that episode after the fact, the Frankenstein episode was great. You did a really good job, kind of piecing that together, making it at least tolerable.
Yeah, because that one was rough.
Because that was pretty bad.
Yep.
Also, when we upgraded from the bedroom to your table, and we had, official stands and microphones. And
right. I wasn't recording in a closet no more.
Our progressive...
exactly,
Our progressive upgrades, those were great as well. Another episode I remember, we were talking about the turd art with Seamus.
Yes.
That was another one where you guys were here and I was not, but I phoned in.
Actually, you guys were both.
We were both on the phone.
Yep. I was in my closet. Yep, I remember that.
Seamus was on one end, and then I remember I was pacing around my mom's backyard for an hour, hoping my phone didn't die while we recorded. So that was great. The Avengers, when all of us went to see the Avengers.
Yep.
And we had like 6 people in the row.
Oh yeah, we were deep.
We were great.
We were deep to Avengers and Halloween. Yep.
Halloween, Avengers, Black Panther, and then there was another one.
You gotta stop listening to stuff because I'm not gonna have anything to do.
Okay. My bad.
You can just stop.
All right, I was
just
right. Stop, because I'm just like, okay, she brought up that.
Just all the times that
slowly count down. On
right, I'm like, all right, delete that.
It was like 4 or more where we all would go to the theater. That was cool.
Oh yeah. Anytime that we got to get together as a group and go do something, I wish we could do it more. Like if we could make our schedules align better. Like,
oh yeah, that would be great.
I enjoy nothing more than going to a packed theater and going and sitting in the dark for 2 hours and watching a movie. Like I love nothing more. That's why I'm gonna be sad when the day when theaters go out of fashion and stuff and people stop going to movie theaters. Because I like watching stuff in a group. I like experiencing something for the first time with other people.
That'll just have to be the point where one of us is white people rich, and
right.
we have a theater in our house.
Home theater. Oh.
And we'll just have to...
Oh, I want one of those things. Birthday present right here. When you can use... It's like a projector, and you can just bring it anywhere you go, and you can just...
Yeah.
Pull it up.
I debated once we moved into the house here, I debated on whether or not we should get a projector and then like have like a movie night outside and project it against the side of the house.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I need that.
Just go sit in a car and park it in the grass and just project it. It'd be like a drive-in.
Yes.
I think we can work this
you
out.
You understand me.
See?
I think we can work this out. You, me, A-Train, T-Money, Sexy Lexi.
Maybe.
Live studio audience.
Excuse me, what?
She's about choked. Fuck, what? Well, what about you, Sexy Lexi?
What about me?
Did you
favorite moments.
She was like, what? I love projectors. What you about?
Yeah, I thought we were just talking about that. Well, since I haven't been here long, it's not, you know.
You can pick just moments from you. That's fine.
Yeah, they're pretty much.
She's like,
I mean, I liked when I joined, when I finally became a part of, like, the...
That was one of my favorite ones. Is not one that I got in the flashbacks, but your first your very first episode. It was so cute. I thought it was hilarious because you were so nervous. And I was like,
really nervous. Yeah. I'm just glad I finally did it after debating.
Yeah, and now you've had a chance to be on for a bit. You've gotten more comfortable. You've kind of started to find
a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, you found your voice
when I first started.
Yeah.
Because.
And it takes time, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like if you're not used to I hate saying this because it sounds so pretentious, but if you're not used to performing,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. in front of other people, it can be a little bit.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, a little bit overwhelming because everybody's looking at you as like, okay, now be funny, right? Say something interesting.
Yeah, it comes natural. That's not a problem.
Ooh, okay, let's dial it back. She's like, well, you see, like I'm just a simple old Southern lawyer, and I can't.
Okay.
Right,
Southern lad.
but your initial first like exposure, I think was
I moved up
it was
from
really
live
it was
to
really sweet, and I thought it was really cute. No, I laughed. When I remember when I was editing that episode, I was like, oh, I was like, shit, I could like hear it in your voice. You're like, I like the Marvel movie.
Oh my god.
It was so cute. Okay.
It was, pretty much all the moments from when I first started.
Good.
And all the little laughs that we share. Because nobody can see our facial expressions. So
That
like
is
when
true.
I do something random and you look at me, those are good moments.
Yeah,
When
her
you're
trying to
"What?
like stifle
What
her
is she
laugh
doing?"
behind the microphone. Yeah. It's like she's just being weird. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's funny because nobody else can see it, and we know what's going on.
That's true.
So
That's true.
those are my favorite moments when we have like moments like that.
What about you, T Money?
I think the one that actually sticks out in my head was the Halloween review. Because, I'm a horror movie buff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually the show before the show, like, whenever we was in the theater and that drunk ghetto chick got
Oh,
kicked
my
out.
God. Oh, I forgot about that. Jesus Christ, yeah.
That was pretty...
That was
That
intense.
was pretty epic.
I was like, man, we finna get shot in the fucking movie theater. Like, it's time to go. I'm like, it's finna get real ghetto in this bitch. Like, oh, shit.
And I thought it was pretty cool whenever y'all had y'all's first advertising and y'all got the headphones and stuff like that. That was really cool.
Shout out to Studio. Appreciate the headphones.
And then whenever we got our first international followers, and that's all like really cool. It's a big milestone for everybody here.
Oh, yeah. No, I there was a moment where you ran into somebody who listens to the podcast and knew about us before, like, without you even prompting and saying anything about it.
Yeah, so we have people like I deliver pizza, and I went to this guy's house, just a customer of the pizza business, and then he was talking because he had an Avengers shirt on, and I was like, said my girlfriend, and we do this podcast and this and that, and he was like, and I said something about somebody's name, and he was like, One Giant Leap for Geeks. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you're T-Money. He's like, I got to meet T-Money.
Yep, because I think the way Mel was telling me the story that you had said her name, like DJ Melly Mel or something like that, and that's what like clicked the light on and said like, oh shit. I could not imagine like randomly running into somebody that like knew, like somebody that I listened to or was a fan of or follow. Like that would be like the craziest shit ever, especially too because Michigan's a decent sized state, so it's like the likelihood that would happen is so low. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that, it warmed my heart.
Such a sweet moment.
And I also thought it was pretty cool. Like we had like the local TV, radio stations and stuff.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Nate, April, and Mackenzie, WIOG, because they all they said that they listened and they liked us and this and
right,
that.
and we
other,
listen
so.
to your radio show too.
Yeah,
so
exactly. It's a give and take
there's like, you
relationship.
goddamn right. You better be.
But I thought that was pretty cool. They actually they subscribed and they listened and this and that.
That's
and
awesome.
Thought that they liked us just as much as we all like them. So that's always pretty cool to find out.
It's a weird feeling because it's like I've talked about this before. It's weird because our audience interacts with us somewhat, but not as much as I would like sometimes. Because I love feedback. I'm like, hey, the show sucked, like, you know, that joke wasn't funny, stop breathing so hard in the microphone, like anything. So it's hard for me to gauge, like, you know, the entertainment value and stuff people get out of it. So, like, when I hear stories about, like, oh, you know, like, this person told me that they listen, or, you know, such and such, they knew about us and stuff like that, and they like the show, I'm like, it's always good to hear stuff like that, because it's hard to know if you're just kind of talking into, like, the void, and it's like, well, I hope somebody gives a shit. Like, I don't fucking know.
Right.
Like, I guess, like, shit, I see our numbers when, you know, the episodes release and downloads and stuff like that, but it's like, I don't.
You never really know.
Right, it's just a number in a location. I'm like, who that is, I have no clue, but.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so those are a couple of my favorites.
Good. I had a hard time picking, like, a handful, so I ended up with 20. So yeah.
Wow.
Yep, nope, that's not even exaggeration. So there are 20 moments here that we...
Okay, how many of them do you have to pull off? Because I said it first.
Actually, I'm not going to change it at all, so we're just going to...
You get to hear them twice.
Right, we're just going to go. But, at least with mine...
Yours are probably for different reasons, though.
Yeah.
Same moment for different reasons.
Exactly. So I'm going to try and give you context as I explain, or before I play each moment, so you kind of have an idea of, like, what I'm talking about here. So, moment number 1 is actually about you, Mel.
Me?
Yes. The first moment that I picked was Mel's first hey.
Okay.
So
that's
when
sweet.
when we first started the podcast, we did not have it was very different than what it is now.
Yeah,
Like
the setup
what
was crazy.
you hear now is not anything at all like it was in the beginning. Like,
It's
we
like
didn't have
completely polished.
Yeah, I was gonna say like audio was terrible.
Like caveman days.
Yeah, we didn't have a actual
We didn't really have an intro. We didn't have
no.
We didn't have
you didn't have a name just yet.
No.
Now, I'm pretty sure by this point we had decided on your name. We took a poll on Twitter. People helped us out, and we finally decided on your name. And this was, like, I believe the first or second time we recorded right after you got your official title.
Okay, so
But yeah,
we're still talking early on.
Yep. So this is the very first time you said hey, and it was completely unplanned, at least on my end. I didn't know that you were going to do it, and you just did it, and it cracked me up, and I thought it was hilarious. But here we go. Welcome to another episode of OGLFG, where we talk about movies, video games, and all things in geek culture. I'm your host, Mike C. Squared, and with me is my co-host, DJ Melly Mel.
Hey.
Can you start everyone like that? Just hey.
Yes, I can.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that was totally unplanned.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think I had seen it on some video or something.
Whatever it was, it cracked me
I
the
don't know.
fuck up.
I was.
She was just like, hey, and I was like, what?
I think I had been watching. I don't know, what's that 90s show where one of the girls are just.
I don't live in single.
No. It was the mother and the daughter, and the daughter's name is Kim, and I don't remember what the name of the show is. But I don't know. They it was a spin-off. Oh, the Parkers. That's what it was called. The daughter's name was Kim, and the friend, she's a real obnoxious friend. She comes in, and she's all very loud and boisterous, and she's just like, "Hey!" And I was like, "All right, I could be loud." And
So you
obnoxious
just
like
wanted
that.
to be a sassy black woman for
Yeah,
your first
yeah,
intro.
you know.
I got you. Okay, that's fair. All right, now this one is when we did our collaboration with Trisha and Shauna.
Okay.
From Two Girls on a Bench.
Yes, that was fun.
We did, I think this was the first year we did all the horror. And we watched for the first time Evil Dead 2. And we talked about that. And we were I feel bad, because Trisha and Shauna love this movie, but we were a whole lot harsher on it than I think they ever thought we were going to be.
Probably so.
Back to what Mel was saying. You were talking about how she was saying, like, that's her father's house or whatever. I was so confused on who owned what and who was related to who because, okay, the archaeologist girl, she says that the guy whose voice on the tape and the woman that's buried in the basement, that is her mother and father.
Right.
That's their cabin.
Right.
Who in Bruce Campbell's group was also related to these people that they could even go to that cabin in the first place?
He stumbled upon it. And he...
Oh, okay, I must have missed that.
He knew that the people weren't gonna be there.
I must have missed that. Oh, so they were squatting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're totally squatting.
Oh, so they deserve all the horrible shit that happened to them.
Like,
I don't feel bad for them
They
at all
just
now.
show up at
All
this
of it.
cabin,
All of it.
and Bruce Campbell's like, "Oh, trust me, these people will not be here."
Yeah, because they're fucking dead.
And the girl,
Because they're in the basement.
the crazy girlfriend, she's like, "Well, how do you know that they're not? What if they don't? What if they show up? And you know, what happens if the people that own this cabin show up?" He's like, "They're not going to show up. They're okay. It's okay."
Which I want to see the prequel to Evil Dead because I want to see how he found this fucking cabin. I stumbled upon it. You got to go through this old rickety ass bridge.
I know.
And it's way out
far
in the middle
away.
of fucking nowhere. And there's like a rape tree out there. Which yeah, we then ended up going further into the rape tree and all this other kind of stuff because. That movie is fucking
was
weird.
My brother, to this day, he's like, "Oh, I love those movies." I was like, "You watched them backwards, first of all." 'cause
Yep, you watched Army of Darkness
with
first,
Army
yep.
of Darkness, and then I was looking up Evil Dead, and I'm like, "Hey, this is the same guy." And he went and he watched Evil Dead 2, and then he watched Evil Dead, and he's like, "Oh my god, I love them." I'm like, "You're the weirdest fucking person ever."
You're
yeah.
related to.
Yeah.
Only halfway.
That still counts.
Now, this particular moment is from
Am I on your list?
early on. I think.
You were number one.
I think. No, you were
No, I
number
was
one.
not number one.
No, I was number one.
How
Jesus
can you
Christ.
forget
We're
that?
only on 3.
Oh,
God.
She's like, damn, I done lost track of this shit already. So this moment is from back when they were first announcing that they were going to make a Magnum PI TV show.
okay.
And we just
God,
fell
we were
down.
there for that?
Yep. We just fell down a rabbit hole of just like 80s TV show theme songs. And this happened. So, I was never a fan of this show. I did not really watch it all that much growing up, but the theme song to it is probably one of the dopest theme songs to any show that has ever been televised. And I will give you a second to guess what it may be. Just think about not a cartoon show, something in like the what would you say, like 80s?
Yes. 80s.
Yeah, show from the 80s. Theme song, best ever.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
No, fuck no. Definitely not Hawaii Five-O. But damn close. It's dun 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 digga 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 dun 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 digga 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 dun 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 dun. Magnum PI is back, bitches. Yeah, so I had a little, I guess, trip down memory lane because I was like, I forgot how much I loved the Magnum PI theme song. I was like, I should make that my ringtone for everything. That should be my alert for any notification, text message, voicemail, just Magnum PI.
I agree.
She's like, I will co-sign that. I sponsor this message. Now, this little gem is from X-Men Dark Phoenix. We did the review of that, and I was very perturbed about how they thought space and oxygen works in that movie.
Oh, there was a lot about that movie that was
yeah.
just garbage.
Yeah, because there's a scene where they're in space and they don't have a helmet, and yeah, it bothered me quite a bit. They obviously go back to get the captain do, but right before they do, Quicksilver goes and puts a helmet on Nightcrawler and puts a bunch of duct tape on it. And I'm like, I guess in their mind, because he did it quickly, that means it's sealed. But I'm like,
Maybe.
I don't think the vacuum of space works that way. You can't put duct tape on a helmet and be like, airtight, good to go. I'm like, that don't work like that. And not only does that not make sense because it don't make sense, but all you're doing is trapping the air that he currently has in the helmet in that helmet.
Yeah.
He's not getting fresh oxygen from anywhere, nor is the carbon monoxide that he's breathing out going anywhere. It's just stuck in the helmet. So when he breathes back in, all he's breathing back in is the waste air that he's breathed out. So that would not keep you alive.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that movie was a goddamn travesty for a multitude
That
of
was
reasons.
bad. Oh, it was so bad. I wasn't even on that review. That was you and A-Train.
Yep.
And I had watched it separate from you guys, and I come back from wherever I was that week, and I was like, oh my god.
Yep.
And
yep.
that movie was horrible.
I was like, they pulled some shit in there where I was just like, man, and I didn't even play further where I started complaining about how then they teleport Jean over there to hold the ship together. No helmet.
Right.
And I'm like, so wait, now there's air?
So Nightcrawler can't breathe, but Jean can.
Right, exactly, right.
Breathing and all that
it's all the
oxygen.
Phoenix Force and shit. It's
I
clearly,
guess.
clearly.
I really hope that you have one on your list that I forgot. I'm gonna wait for your list, and then we'll see. If
Okay.
it's
You got a
there.
pretty long list.
I know. and
Yeah, I was
there
like, it might be in there. I was gonna say we're at like number 5 now, so we'll
That's
see.
okay.
20.
There's one in
15
particular that I
more.
forgot, and he's gonna know it if he doesn't play it. So,
Okay.
like when I start to talk about it,
Let's get her done.
yeah,
Well, this was about the video game tax.
okay.
And I went on a little rant there at the beginning, which, if someone stopped listening, could have been misconstrued. But here you go. I'm pissed. Okay, I am
like how it starts.
livid.
As
That
you should be.
is it. God damn it. I will put up with a lot of bullshit, okay? I will put up with Wall Street deregulation. I will put up with reduced funding for the Environmental Protection Agency. I will put up with mass deportation and building a wall. But once you start fucking with my video games, then you have crossed the line. You have gone a step too far, sir. Now,
You playing, right?
no, this is definitely me being hyperbolic. Yeah, so in that we were talking about Donald Trump was proposing putting a tax on video games. And
Tax on video games?
yeah,
Like,
Are you kidding me?
one of the
You know
many
how there's like a tax on like feminine products and
yeah,
things
there's
that are pink,
gas
the
tax,
pink
yeah.
tax.
The pank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Some
he
places have a
wanted
sin tax.
He wanted a video game tax.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Hell yeah, he's like, hell yeah, he said, we finna get all these little motherfuckers playing Fortnite. We want all they fucking money.
And they can do it to Fortnite, but not other games.
Now, this particular one was, I believe, when we saw the very first trailer for Bad Boys for Life. Either
Okay.
that or they had just announced it, one of the two.
Okay, so this one's fairly recent.
Yeah, and I think we were all a bit confused on the name and what number it was.
I'm
Right.
disappointed right out the gate because there is no number 4 in the title, even though this is the 3rd movie. I still just expected them to go Bad Boys, the number 4, and then Life, but they didn't do that.
I think we said we didn't want that, if I remember correctly.
No, I wanted it just because it was going to be dumb. and it would
okay,
get me
gotcha.
so
Well, it
much
was
love.
initially going to just be Bad Boys 3.
Yeah. Which I don't know why they're calling it Bad Boys for Life because it keeps confusing me and making me think, was there a Bad Boys 3 and I just don't remember it? And I'm like, no, there wasn't.
I feel like I was here. for
Right?
that one.
Now I'm starting to wonder.
I think there was only 1 and 2.
Okay, all right,
Not
good,
here, but
good.
here.
It's a secret Bad Boys 3.
Because I remember you talking about it.
So, kids, remember, if you ever find that secret Bad Boys 3 movie that has never aired, I'm looking forward to watching it because I still contest that
It's
this
one
is
of
Bad
the
Boys 4.
the internet phenomenons, like the movie where Sinbad played the genie.
Yeah,
that
right,
everybody
right. That
swears
never
they've
actually
seen,
happened,
and it
yeah.
never has
Mhm.
actually happened.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't Sinbad as a genie, it was Shaq as a
Mhm,
genie.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. That movie does not exist. All right. So up next, we got. Well, this is the moment where I finally drug out of Mel why she hated Batman Begins.
Oh.
This is going to tie into another moment that probably the two are probably related to each other. But we did a poll on Twitter to try and ask people why you hated Batman Begins and these were some of the responses.
Yeah, they
that we
tried
got.
to give responses of why I hated it.
Yeah, or why? Because
they were
I
trying
asked,
to
I was
make
like, why do
guesses.
you think? Yeah, you're not happy with that movie?
I posted on Twitter a tweet talking about how we were recording tonight and how you were going to explain how you had some of your issues with it, and we had some kind of interesting responses. So, one of the people who responded, the most okayest podcast, they say that you can't hate Batman Begins unless it's specific to Katie Holmes. Then we had another one from the So Wizard podcast that says, I don't hate it, but it's super overrated. And then in all caps, it's swear to me. And then we got from the Pod Squad, SKWOD, not
If y'all could
SQUAD.
see the look on my face.
Oh, yeah,
And the
yeah.
eye roll that I just gave.
Oh, you know Batman's fucking bat voice is hilarious. It's dumb as shit, but it's been a joke for too long now.
So if you can't guess, Mel was not happy with that movie at all, but it's okay though. I mean, everybody has different tastes. I think we talked about the Dark. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Batman Begins, and it had like a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. And
Dark Knight.
Yeah, and I had mentioned how you are a part of a very, very small minority of people who do not enjoy that movie.
I like the fact that when we were talking about that, the more we talked on the podcast, you're just like, oh my God, I've been blinded.
Yeah,
like,
Mel kind of turned me. Yeah.
And the more things that I pointed out, he's like, you're right. That movie does suck.
You're right.
So that was great.
Yeah, no, it kind of turned me around on it. I'm actually kind of disappointed in myself for letting you peer pressure me into not liking that movie no more.
I just opened your
Right.
eyes to the light.
I just let
thing,
you
you
know
know?
the truth that this shit was some bullshit.
I unplugged you from the Matrix, okay?
Got you. Okay, now this one is going to be from. Oh, we had decided that we were going to make a biography. We were going to make a movie about the podcast, and we were talking about who was going to play us in the movie.
Okay,
and
I
different things
remember
that were going to
this
happen.
episode. Yep.
And we went down this rabbit hole of coffee mugs and ninjas, and this is how it turned out.
Get ready this fall for One Giant Leap for Geeks, the movie. movie.
Oh, it's going to be great.
We'd have to loan out our mugs.
Oh yeah, and there's gonna be a fight scene in the movie. It's gonna be like, and like some dudes, ninjas, gonna like burst through the window while we doing the podcast, and we'll like break the mug and be doing like a knife fight with it and shit. Oh, it's gonna be
like
dope.
Equalizer throwing the handle at him.
Denzel. Never mind, I changed it.
Yeah. So I
Mike's gonna have Denzel play him.
No. It's officially gonna be Sam Jackson. I'm changing it.
Sam Jackson.
Because I'm tired of these motherfucking ninjas on this motherfucking podcast. I'm telling you, like, it's gonna be dope. You just wait. Samuel L. Jackson's playing. Did we ever decide who was gonna play you?
I don't think we did.
Oh
yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
can
I don't know if you want to
see
co-sign Melissa McCarthy, but sure.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I can see it.
So,
gee, thanks.
right? She's like, "Fuck all y'all."
Fuck y'all. Neither one of you sleeping with the heat.
So
I'll
this
be
one,
sleeping with you.
No, you get no blankets.
this one is when we figured out when the Sonic movie was getting released, and
The first go around.
yep, and thought it would be a great date night movie because it's coming out on Valentine's Day.
Gemini Man in production since '97. You can fix Sonic. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
What's another year or two?
Yeah, right. So mark your calendars, kids. February. Is that Valentine's Day?
February 14th is Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So yeah, it's coming out Valentine's Day next year.
They're not giving this movie any hope.
No.
Because only the
What
word...
couple is... If you were my significant other, if I was a girl and you were my boyfriend, you said, girl, I'm finna treat you good tonight. We finna go see Sonic. You will never get your dick touched again for the rest of your...
The only way that I can think of this is if people with kids take their mom out for Valentine's Day and they're like, come on, Mom, we're going to go see... I'm gonna take you to a movie. Okay, what are we gonna go see? We're gonna go see Sonic, and I'm talking like little 8-year-olds are like, hey.
And she's like, oh, okay, honey, well, let me just go in the bathroom and get ready real quick. And all you hear is, and just fucking choke herself to death when she goes see that bullshit.
Oh,
I
man.
almost choked.
Yeah.
It's like, so, little Timmy, just know that you killed your mom, or your mom killed herself because she'd rather do that than go watch the Sonic movie with you. Though, they did change the design, so, maybe we might feel different about
I
it.
seen a rough sketch of the older one. I seen the one that they just updated.
The original.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what the fuck was y'all thinking? Like,
I was
who
I'm-
saw this
I'm
and was like,
glad-
yeah, film that, put that out.
I'm glad that they listened to the masses and changed that shit.
That's
I
what
like they had a whole petition for it.
I
there was.
I
Hashtag
owe it
change on
to
it.
them to go see the movie now just because they actually changed the design. Because I can't bitch about it and then they change it and then I don't go see it. So you'll get my $8 when the movie comes out. Don't worry.
So we can see that shit on matinee and only pay $6.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, now that don't mean I'm gonna like it, but I'll go see it. Okay, so this one was right after we saw Jordan Peele's second movie,
Okay. So us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa.
and Benoit made a interesting comment about what you could compare the family to. That was actually one of the things I liked about this is that they make jokes about race and stuff in the movie, but this could have been a Hispanic family, a white family, an Asian family.
Yeah.
There was nothing besides the whole I got 5 on it bit. There was nothing about them and a couple jokes about white people that they make in the movie that was just like, this is a black quote unquote family.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The best analogy I could come up with is like, imagine the family was the band Hootie and the Blowfish. That's
Yeah.
Nice, yeah. Yeah.
Forgot about
Yeah,
that.
especially the dad. Yeah, for sure.
the dad is Darius.
Yeah, oh God,
Oh my
damn,
God.
he is.
I so forgot that he compared them to Hootie.
Yeah, man, and it was so funny because they basically were like Hootie and the Blowfish. Like, I love that movie to death, but I was like, man, you couldn't have made this fucking family any more white bread if you tried.
Blowfish scared me.
Oh, it was good though. It was good.
Fun fact.
And I thought about
Fun
it.
fact.
Blowfish scare me.
Okay. Okay.
Like
That's fair.
blowfish,
They're creepy.
pufferfish, all them fish that just
Yeah, the ones that
they're creepy.
Yeah, I was gonna say they get swole on you and shit. They like
if you take out we got 5 on it and replace it with any white girl song, you
Yeah.
could easily put in a white family for that.
oh, they could have put that song in from White Chicks. That
1,000 miles.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, and I would have been like,
Oh,
yep,
then the
this,
song's stuck in my head.
I'm like, I feel like that's appropriate for this movie.
See?
Sure.
I'm saying.
Oh God.
Now, this was from one of our, I believe it was a dumb shit segment
Okay.
where we talked about a guy that was addicted to strip clubs.
Okay.
I do believe, and
Possibly.
this is another moment where Benoit made a comment that made me raise an eyebrow at him and question our friendship for a long time afterwards. I think that strip clubs, like, you could go to a strip club occasionally, but once you start going daily, then you become that weird dude who, like, eats at the strip club and, like, does, like, work at the strip club and shit.
Guy that rides his moped to the strip club.
Right, they know
Oh,
you by
yes,
name, and you got, like, a seat there.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. Be like,
yeah.
excuse me, you're in my spot.
Right,
We're
right.
at the club, man. What
Yeah,
you talking about? My spot.
Put that on my bucket list. If I ever found a strip joint that had a buffet, I probably would eat it once
my God.
just to find out.
Oh.
Oh.
Like, I've had the shits before, I can do it again.
It still makes me laugh every time I hear it. I've had the shits before. I can do it again. It's fine. What's a little diarrhea, like between friends.
I think it was a dumb shit.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure.
And then I expanded upon that. You don't have the part where I was talking about the guy in the moped when T Money and I were traveling, and it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, and this little moped was sitting outside the strip club. We were like making jokes as we were driving down the road how the guy had to push start it down the road as he didn't want his ma to hear that he was going to a strip club at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Where you going? Church.
Yeah, church.
And it was just
Church is the other way. I know. I got to stop at the store first. The store got
store's
titties
this
in
way.
it. Maybe.
That was
Oh
so
See,
funny.
look, strip club, church. Look, titties
Yeah,
and Jesus.
that was so funny.
Oh my God.
And Ben,
What
I
a
was like,
combination.
G strings and Jesus is all you need. Now this one is the moment that made us famous. Anybody that I've ever talked to that has listened to the podcast knows about this moment, and if you don't know anything about the podcast besides that, this is probably the one thing you've have heard.
Did you put it in here?
Maybe. Let's see. And he's like, I don't know, toying with him before he kills him, and he says,
eyes, lungs, pancreas.
He's like, sniffs. I can't even do it.
You had it so good.
So many snacks, so little time.
And I'm just like, why does he do the
pancreas?
I was like, what was that? Like that part at the end.
I'm gonna go
And
watch
then
that.
it's just maybe it's like
Venom.
I want to watch it. So I can
yeah, I know, like eyes, lungs, and pancreas. Like I guess I'm like, does he have like X-ray vision? Can he see into him or something? And he just spotted that out. He's like, yes.
Got that haggis.
Oh god,
That
sheep
sheep haggis going on there.
Pretty much.
So that's not the exact point, but I'm going to keep listening because I'm sure you have a few more on there.
Okay. All right. Well, that's.
But
okay.
that is definitely one that I forgot to mention.
Okay.
That-
Now this one is the one that I said connects back to your Batman Begins.
Okay.
We had someone give us a 1-star rating on iTunes. No review, no explanation at all, just 1 star. And I made a whole apology letter about it, and I'm pretty sure it ties back to that Batman Begins
I think I remember
episode.
this.
So this is
talking
my
about
apology to our first hater. We have 50 ratings on iTunes with about 27 reviews. 49 of those ratings are 5 stars. 1 is not. Dear anonymous iTunes user, you gave our show a 1-star rating, and we just want to know why. You didn't leave a review, so we don't have a way to know what your criticisms are. Note the sad music. Is it the format of our show that you dislike? Maybe it's the topics we discuss. Perhaps the songs we use and the transitions? Is it our voices? Could it be you feel that we've sold out to sponsors? Is it the language? Did one of our opinions upset you? It was that Batman Begins episode, wasn't it? No matter why, we are sorry. Our goal here at One Giant Leap for Geeks is only to make the most enjoyable content possible. We just want to talk about movies, games, comics, and anime in a funny way that makes your face smile. We're just a couple of geeks who like pop culture, and we want to share it with you. So we want to apologize for whatever we may have done to incur your wrath, and we'll try to live up to your expectations if our paths ever meet again. Sincerely, Mike C. Squared and DJ Melino of One Giant Leap for Geeks. That was beautiful! Oh no, fuck off. Okay, so first off...
Leave it on there.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Fuck off. So yeah, that was my sorry not sorry apology letter to our first hater. Now this one was real special for me. I was able to get a bunch of other podcasters and together, and we sat down and we did a roundtable discussion about the first Matrix movie. It was a 20-year anniversary of The Matrix coming out, and I wanted to get some people together to talk about some of the theories about the movie and what it means and how it's changed over time and how people view it. And this is just a sample of some of that conversation.
There's the theory that he himself wished he had been the one, and when he found out that he wasn't, he decided that he would make it his life's work to find the one. The one that I find the most interesting is a theory that essentially states that despite the fact that Morpheus is so dedicated to this prophecy that he was given by the Oracle, that he would find the one who would be able to free everyone from the Matrix. We also have that moment that when he brings Neo to the Oracle, she tells Neo, "You're not the one." And the theory that runs with that is that there really is no prophecy. She gave Morpheus a purpose because that's what he wanted. And so his search to find the one isn't so much that he will actually find someone who is going to be this otherworldly being, but just a reason for him to keep fighting.
That's fascinating.
It kind of falls apart when you get to the end of the movie and Neo comes back from the dead and you're like, oh shit, I guess he's the one.
Okay. It's like, he is Jesus, yes. Like, I doubted it this whole time, but fuck, Keanu Reeves is Jesus.
We should have a day for him.
I know, right? Yeah. Now, this is our moment from Infinity War. Now, through and through, we both loved the movie, but Mel was not happy about the fact that Captain America did not have his shield.
No flashy shield, no.
Yeah, DJ Melly Mel was disappointed anyway. But they show it in the trailers with the two little shields that he has when he's running.
Yeah, but I thought they would
come together. I think
together.
they do come together into one thing. I don't think they could have cut it out, in the movie, the final edit. When
T'Challa said, get that man a shield, and I was like, yes, we're going to have a new and improved vibranium shield. Because we found out that his shield was made of vibranium.
Oh,
anyways.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yes, we're going to... And then he's got these two little arm shields, and I'm like, what the...
I thought they were dope.
They were cool.
When they were fighting the infantry, and he's, punching them with the sharp ends and shit.
They were cool.
When he fights Thanos, when he does that slide, he hits him in the leg, and he keeps hitting him, in his pressure points and, knocking him down. We gushed about the movie the whole time, but I think that was, your only real big misgiving is you wanted that goddamn shield.
I don't know. I think that it just... The entire movie was great, and Cap comes out with these itty bitty little. I'm like,
it's like, that's not right. What is this?
Scratching your head here, something's off.
And he's just like, I'm not buying it.
Right.
But this next one, and we're rounding out to the end now, is.
I'm so offended. I haven't popped up yet.
I know. I said I think maybe. I actually tried to, when I did this, I tried to go back deeper and not use the more recent stuff. Because I'm like, well, I got 100 episodes to go through. I'm going to go to the older stuff. But this is when the first trailer for the Dora Explorer movie came out. So you're kind of related to this one. And I felt weird about the boner I was getting for Dora.
I remember that grown-up Dora.
Right. And I had to look it up. I don't know if it's okay to say this still because I think she's 17. But, Dora is too hot. I can't deal with this shit because I'm just I feel weird looking at this girl because I'm the moment, she's, doing something in the trailer. I think, running in the jungle or some shit, and she's, sweating and shit. I was like, this chick's kind of hot. I was like, I feel weird about this. I'm like, I don't know if this is okay for me to be seeing her in this way. Give it another year, it'll be fine.
Give it another year, it'll be fine.
It's still jailbait.
Yeah.
That's weird. No.
I get what you're saying, too, though, because, if you do not know this actress and you're used to, Hollywood putting 20-year-olds in the role of high schoolers, you would assume she's probably, 20, 21.
Oh, yeah.
She has the same kind of face as, a Selena Gomez or an Ariana Grande, where they're, pushing 30 now, but they still look like they're 13.
Yeah, they got that baby face, legit baby
good
face.
Good genes, that's what it is.
Good genes, right. Hey, look,
weird.
I don't want to have genes so good that I look like I'm 12 when I'm 40.
That's gonna be me. What you talking about?
She was like, motherfucker, how old do you think I am? I'm 35 right now. What are you talking about? This is when we all were 37 deep and we went and seen the Halloween movie.
That was great.
And T-Money and I were discussing the sheriff and the little plot twist with him getting killed by the psychiatrist and how we were scared that the movie was going to go down a dark road and we was not looking forward to it. It did course correct, but it got worrisome a little bit there. And T-Money made a joke in this. I can't remember exactly what you said, but it made me shake my head. I was like, all right. So yeah, there was some characters that kind of bugged me. What about the sheriff? Did you guys like the sheriff?
I did.
Yeah, I've always liked
the sheriff and almost
from the originals.
Yeah,
sure.
But yes, it was one of them things where I didn't like how it played out with the sheriff.
Yeah,
but, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that goes to the thing that bothers me the most when we get there. Because what happened with him? I was just like, what the fuck? Man, get the fuck out of here! Like that. the movie took a turn for a good 5 minutes where I was just like, I am not liking where this is going at all. It got back on track not long after that, but for a good 5-10 minutes there, I was like, I don't like this shit. Like, what is happening?
What's mightier, the pen or the sword?
Oh my god. Yeah. And that joke that you made was in reference to
when, because in the movie he like has the pen.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
So like when the whole thing all played out and everything, I was just like, hey, which one's mightier, the pen or the sword? You know? Because
the shrink had the pen. And he had showed it a couple times earlier in the movie, and then, later when he reveals, like, he's trying to help Michael to kill Laurie and shit, he fucking stabs the cop with the pen, and I was like, oh, fuck, is he finna be Michael Myers for the rest of this shit? I was so worried. I was like, please, God, don't. And then when he put the mask on and stood up, God. I was like, oh, no. I'm like, they finna make this motherfucking Michael Myers. I was like, I'm finna walk out this bitch.
He doesn't spend too much time with Mike.
Man, and then finally, when Michael wakes up and kills him, I was like, thank fucking God. Because I was like, man, if they make this motherfucking Michael Myers, I'm done.
Never been so happy to see Michael.
I know, right?
You guys were so stressed out about that.
We were.
I was severely concerned for the both of you.
I was legit like, what is happening? Because, I mean, we had no idea what they were going to do with the new movie. I'm like, hey, this they different take on it. I'm like, maybe they do kill Michael and then continue on with a new dude. I don't know. Joe Myers. Fucking Bob Myers is the new killer of the Halloween movie.
Oh my God, Bob.
Billy Bob Myers.
right.
Crossover wrong turn.
Right, with this goofy ass fucking psychiatrist and shit. Oh God. Now, this is one of my more finer, quote-unquote, moments. I was lucky enough to be able to interview a actress, Shelley Pack, and / comedian, and the director of her movie, and it was called Chasing Molly. I do believe it's still on Amazon Prime if you want to check it out. And I was able to talk in an interview with them, and I talked about flashing, and I'll leave it at that. There you go. Okay, there's a scene where Molly needs to get into a club. In your personal life,
I know what's happening here. Go ahead.
In your personal life, have you ever had to flash somebody to get access to something?
No, and I'll tell you why. I've never desired to go into a location badly enough that I would resort to that. I mean, honestly, you would have to sell me on even leaving my apartment to go to a location, let alone having to force myself in. So,
but what if they told you the Willy Wonka's chocolate factory was inside?
I mean, I'd walk in naked. Let's not mince words here. That's Willy Wonka, you know.
That's Willy Wonka.
But yeah, I do know, though, it's like, women, we know in our back pocket.
Oh, break in case of emergency text.
Break in case of emergency, exactly.
That is one of my more finer and lower moments. I was really proud and happy that I was able to get them on the podcast, and at the same time, I think by the end of it, I made them super uncomfortable. So, any future guests, if you are planning on coming onto the podcast, this is what you're in for?
I was going to say, that just completely deterred everybody.
Right, I know, right. It was like,
I'm still here.
Right. It was like, he's going to ask me about my tits the whole time? Like, I don't know.
Hey, anybody who listens to our show knows what we're about, okay?
Superheroes and dick jokes.
Superheroes and dick jokes, and throw some tits in there.
Right.
So, I mean...
And then there's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the exception. So, I mean, they really shouldn't be that surprised.
I'll give you just a couple of them, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. It should be no surprise.
Mike C. Square.
And then, for the final moment, is it would not be right if I didn't go all the way back to the beginning. So, I went all the way back to episode 0. Nope. So it wasn't the one that you were hoping for.
No.
Sorry, but it's nothing necessarily funny or quippy or anything like that. It is just look back at how far the podcast has come, how awkward and bad I sound, and
how cringy this whole next few seconds of your life are going to be. So you can cringe along with me to the very, very first time I ever put my voice to recording. Yeah.
Hello, and this will be our first test for One Giant Leap for Geeks, the podcast. That's what I'm calling it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, probably. I'm your host, MC Squared, and my guest today is... Actually, I don't have a guest because no one actually even knows that I'm doing this, and I am not sure if this is even going to turn out to where I will even continue to do this beyond this. But, that being said, without having guests, we do have a framework of a show, and we have some topics today. We're going to be talking about... but first, a word from our sponsor.
What were you going through?
That's it. I don't actually have a sponsor.
I sound pretty depressed.
Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, so there...
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I promise I wasn't going to kill myself when I started doing this podcast, I swear.
Oh
no,
my
no, I was
gosh,
nervous.
I'm deeply concerned.
No, I was nervous and scared, and thanks to Mel, actually, is what helped get the show to where it is now, because when you're talking to yourself,
yeah,
it's hard to play off yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't not play with yourself, not to be confused.
Got you.
But it's hard to sit there and be lively and have energy and have spontaneous, interactions.
Yeah.
So
you need that ego booster, like something to bounce off of.
Exactly. So Mel actually was the one that came to me and was like, hey, like you need a co-host, like not in a hey your show is shit, you need a co-host, but hey, I'm supportive and I want to help.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, I listened to that first episode and I was like, it's good.
Sure.
There was the base there, and I'm just like, you just need, like, you need a and I wasn't even campaigning for myself to be co-host. I was just like, hey, you should, bounce ideas off of somebody. You can make it more than just a one-man band.
Sure.
In the basement.
Sure, yeah.
And,
now look at us.
I want to say it was, like, the following week he had me as a guest.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then like by the third week he's like, okay, you're gonna be my regular co-host, so let's pick a date and we'll make it work one day a week. And I was like, okay, and it just kind of grew from there. And now look at us, we got 4 of us here tonight, and then A-Train's been, she's usually here when I'm not.
Mm-hmm,
and we had Ben for a while, and then we had Seamus for a couple of episodes, and like we just
now there's me.
We're like we're like an Avengers team now.
Yeah, I know. I'm the Captain America of this shit. Just don't get it twisted.
Oh, you take it all. It's fine. I never petitioned.
When that clip started playing, the first thing that came to my head was Cloverfield. When they're like, I'm here. And
right.
If anybody ever hears this, I'm probably dead. But the apocalypse is coming. And like, that's what it reminded me of.
Well, just like Sexy Lexi said, it sounded like I was going to kill myself at the end of it. I sounded depressed. I just came on like, hello.
I was like, what?
And then,
what
like,
were you
the long,
going
awkward
through?
pauses.
Yep.
And
Yep.
And the and
No sound effects,
framework.
no fancy songs.
Nope. Nope. And I had to.
Transition.
Nope. Even at that point, I still hadn't even gotten my moniker down right. I was still MC Squared at that point. It wasn't even Mike C Squared at that point.
I like my C.
But
I like your name.
Thanks. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
But I wanted to just spend this time to just go back down memory lane and just, reminisce on all the things that we've done and, the mishaps and things that have happened over the last 100 episodes.
So since you didn't mention it.
Yeah, what was this mystery moment? Yeah.
The Mickey Mouse voice.
Oh, you know what?
it.
I do it so randomly.
Do it.
Oh my god, I can't do it on the spot.
Yeah,
No,
Come
like this.
on. I've never heard it.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Just
The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
no.
I don't know. That song's been stuck in my head for like a week. I don't know why.
I worry about you.
Don't worry. It's okay.
I don't know. Talk about how Disney Plus is doing great because of the mouse.
And then do the SpongeBob laugh.
The SpongeBob laugh was really, really hard. Oh, I didn't even touch on the moment that we recently had, which you were a part of, where when we did that SpongeBob trailer review and I fucked up and uploaded the raw audio as opposed to the edited, so
there's
no Francine, no transitions, no music, no editing. It was just raw. If I farted in the background, the dog was barking, we were probably talking about some shit we wouldn't want to put on mic. Oh, it was, we put it all out there. So if anyone downloaded that episode right when it came out that first day,
I'm very sorry.
then that might be worth some money someday, because keep that shit, because I fucked up real bad.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
it's okay though, we still love you.
Yeah, it's all right.
So that's another thing, is we have Francine now. We didn't have Francine in the beginning. We can thank Ben for that.
Yep.
Another thing that I really liked was how aggravated and pissed off you got at the Venom.
Oh my god!
I
ranted and raved about that movie for so long. Oh my god!
He didn't even like the song.
No,
he was mad at the song.
And then he got mad
soundtrack.
all over again because I put the Venom song
as my ringtone. Oh my god!
Which it still is, by the way.
Yeah.
You called me the other day, and I was like,
knock knock, let the devil in. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, Eminem, you better than this. Tom Hardy, you better than this. Venom is better than this. I'm so glad they didn't get Spider-Man in that shit, because I was like, don't sully his name with this shit. Don't. But alas, I think that's going to bring us to a close this week.
You're still going to do your Mickey Mouse voice?
Nope, not doing it. Nope. I'll surprise you with it next week.
Okay.
Week after next.
Cool.
Promise? But promise.
Okay.
Pinky swear.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's not how pinkies work. All right. The other way. There we go. There we go. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait.
I'm so used to using my right.
I'm like, wait, what are we doing? All right, I'll turn my hand backwards. But thank you for sticking with us this long. If you've listened to every single one of these episodes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I mean,
we all do.
Any love you give, if you're sharing our stuff, telling people about it, anything like that, we appreciate it. I never thought, listening to that episode 0, I never thought I'd be alive this long, let alone be still doing this podcast. So thank you. I don't want to keep, waxing philosophic about how, much I want to well up with tears and shit, but it's a milestone I wasn't sure I was even going to hit, and it feels good to say that I've committed to something and done it for this long and saw it through.
I agree.
Because there was a lot of moments where I wanted to quit and give up. It started feeling like work. And then when it didn't feel like work, I was just overwhelmed. And then there would just be times where I just didn't feel like doing it.
How many times did we not want to drive back and forth to each other's houses?
Right, exactly. I mean, there's been so many.
They kept switching our schedules at work, and so it was like, okay, well, we're going to do it on this day, this day, this day. No, we got to go back and forth. And
it feels like there were so many things that tried to stop us from doing a podcast, but we always seem to find a way around it.
I honestly
somehow
think if it wouldn't have been us two and our others that are as good of friends as we are, and by the end of the night we feel like, hey, it's worth it,
right? And
so even if sitting at home, I'm like, damn, I don't want to drive down there. That when you would come up there and you'd be like, hey, damn, I don't want to. Right. I just got out of work and
especially in the wintertime,
right? All the wintertime drives were horrible. They still are. For us to come and bullshit for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, we leave at the end of the night and we're like, all right, can't wait for next week.
Right.
Which,
right.
There isn't a next week this week, but
that's how
you get the point. You can't wait for the next showtime.
Sure.
And
see you next year.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
It really does. It really does feel like we put on a show.
Yeah.
And I know you don't like the word perform. That's fine. But we do. We have a show.
Yeah.
And we run it, and we run it well enough.
Sure.
It keeps...
Yeah, you do.
We ain't been canceled yet. So.
No, hey, YouTube flagged us once, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We still got 2 more strikes. We're good.
Right, I know, right. It's still holding out.
Still doing good. We only got the one hater.
Yeah.
That
we know about.
It was
me.
our one vocal hater.
Guys, it was me. I'm sorry.
We got our merch out. We got our shirts.
I was mad because you wouldn't let me be a part of it.
She's like, "Fuck you and this shit."
We got our mugs, which I still have. They're kind of hanging out, but I still have them.
Good.
So that's cool. And I'm excited to see where we go from here. 100 is a big milestone. Seasons on TV, they make a big deal about their 100th episode.
That's true.
We
needed a special celebrity guest, but
we
we got T-Money.
We got T-Money. He was actually able to join us tonight. We had Parker hanging out in the background.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, our special guest for tonight.
Sure.
But I mean, seasons on TV, they get big deals for their 100 episodes, and I kind of feel like, okay, so Criminal Minds and CSI and Law and Order and One Giant Leap for Geeks, we're a part of that club now, so it's kind of cool.
Hey,
Giant Leap for Geeks. Just add it in there.
I was gonna say, hey, I would like to be in those ranks. Sure, why not? Should they successful? But
I think it's mostly because our fans.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only reason I do this, besides just my own personal enjoyment, is because hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. So again, thank you for sticking out with us this long, and I guess we'll see you episode
next
200. All right, but that is it for the show. Remember, you can always find us at our home, onegiantleapforgeeks.libsyn.com. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. So make sure to show us some love. Go ahead and hit that like, give us a subscribe, rating, follow, review us, and all that shit.
And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, you just want to say hi, especially this week since we will not be here on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, you can shoot us an email at officialoglfg@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks. We're on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. If you want to send me a personal message, I'm on Twitter as well, at Froggy Beaver. Basically, all you have to do is search for One Giant Leap for Geeks. You'll find us. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye.